You know the scene, right? The modern casino slot machine. It's just this explosion of lights and sound and pure adrenaline. Now, it feels like a simple game of chance, but we're about to pull back the curtain on something, well, something pretty fascinating. Because there's this one specific moment where it actually stops being a casino game at all.
And that brings us to the big question for this whole explainer. When does a slot machine, a machine that's literally built for gambling, stop acting like one? It sounds like a trick question, I know, but the answer is hiding in plain sight, right in the machine's most exciting part.
And there it is. That's the moment. The second that bonus round kicks in, the whole game changes. Seriously, it's not just a slot machine anymore. In that instant, it morphs into something else, something that was engineered with a completely different playbook in mind.
All right, so let's dive into our first section, a game inside a game. We're going to look at why slot designers didn't just add a few bells and whistles. They basically lifted the entire psychological playbook from the world of video games. And trust me, these bonus rounds are anything but random. They are precision-engineered experiences.
I mean, just look at the difference. On the one hand, you had the old-school slots. Super simple, right? 3 spinning reels, 1 line. That was it. But today's players, well, we've been raised on video games. We expect a story, a journey, a sense of moving forward. That old, simple model, it just doesn't cut it anymore.
Okay, so how exactly do they build this new kind of experience? Well, that's what we're getting into in Section 2, the psychology of the bonus. We are going to break down how designers literally engineer that feeling of excitement and, this is the really clever part, create a powerful illusion of control.
So the first tool they pull out of the toolbox is something called a state shift. This is a concept ripped straight from video game design. You know that moment when you're playing a game and you run into a huge boss, the music changes, the screen might shake, your brain just gets this jolt that says, whoa, pay attention, this is important. That's a state shift.
And this process is like a carefully choreographed dance. First, the music swells up. Then the screen zooms in, forcing you to focus. Suddenly, your whole world shrinks to just what's right in front of you. And what's wild is that before you've even won a single penny, your brain is already lighting up, anticipating a reward. That feeling, it's completely and deliberately manufactured.
So they've got your attention hooked with that state shift. What's next? Well, now they give you something to do. You're not just watching anymore. Now you're in the driver's seat. You're picking the treasure chest, you're spinning the big wheel, you might even be shooting at targets on the screen. You are now part of the game. But here's the secret. This is the perfect illusion. While you're sitting there agonizing over which box to pick, the machine already knows exactly how much you're going to win. The outcome was locked in by a random number generator the microsecond that bonus round started. Your choices, they don't actually change a thing. So you might be asking, why bother with all this? Why the fake choices? It's because of the incredible power of this fake control. See, our brains are just wired to love making decisions. We get a little hit of dopamine, that feel-good chemical, just for participating. And the game designers, they know this, and they plan for it. It's the exact same reason you see things like progress bars and collectibles popping up, features taken right from the playbook of the most addictive mobile games on your phone. And all of this whole illusion of control, it leads us to a really fascinating idea in our third section. Chasing a feeling, not a payout. We're going to see how the real goal isn't just about the money. It's about how emotion itself becomes the most valuable thing in the casino.
I mean, this quote right here just nails it. Think about it. When you hear people tell stories about the casino, they don't list off the hundreds of spins where they lost a few bucks. No, they tell you about that one time the bonus hit and the entire screen just exploded into this huge, spectacular show.
And there it is, emotion. That's the real product being sold. Not the chance of winning money, but the feeling itself. That memorable rush of excitement and anticipation, that is what's being engineered, packaged, and delivered. It's an experience so powerful, it can completely wash away the memory of all the losses.
So when you boil it down, what are they really selling? It is not just a chance to win. They are selling these perfectly crafted moments. Every single bonus round is like a little micro-adventure, this short, intense burst of feeling designed for maximum impact. And it's that feeling, that powerful memory, that is designed to keep you coming back.
And if you need proof, just look at who these slot companies are hiring. They're actively recruiting artists, animators, and sound engineers straight out of the video game industry. The very same people who built the immersive worlds many of us grew up with are now building slot machines. The line between these two worlds is practically gone.
Which brings us to our final section, where we put all the pieces together, the perfect illusion. Because when you strip it all down, what you're really looking at is a masterfully designed video game, just cleverly hidden inside the body of a casino slot machine.
So what's the point of this whole elaborate show? Well, the goal of the bonus round isn't to test your skill. It's not even really about rewarding you. The main purpose is to entertain you so completely, to immerse you so deeply in the experience that you stop paying attention to how much money you're betting and how fast you're betting it.
So I want to leave you with something to think about. The next time you're playing one of these machines and you feel that incredible rush when the bonus round hits, just take a half a second and ask yourself a little question.
Is that feeling you're having coming from the actual odds of a big win? Or is it coming from the way the music and the graphics and the fake choices have all been perfectly designed to make you feel that excitement no matter what the outcome is?
Because no matter how you look at it, one thing's for sure. On the surface, it might look like just a simple game of chance, but behind that screen, it is a true psychological masterpiece.